Hi, this is Dr. Birchler from the Chiropractic Health Center, and we're here with another segment of People Purpose Planet, where we try to increase awareness and financial support of local nonprofits, people in our community that are making our community and our planet a better place. And today I'm here at the Humane Society in Beaver County, which is on, I guess, what is this? Broadhead Road, Monaca Center Township area, and with Mike Romigh. And your official title is like social media. What's
sponsorships, events, and social media.
Okay.
So, yeah, I raise money and put the information out on the internet.
Okay, excellent. So we wanted to go over really what the Humane Society does today. So I had a few questions for Mike. So Mike, first off, what's the mission or what's the purpose of the Humane Society? Why does it exist?
The Humane Society got started back in 1950 as a non-profit 501c3 charter. One woman decided that Beaver County needed a place, a rescue for animals, and it has grown since that time. We at one time were located behind the Beaver Valley Mall.
Yep, I remember
and
that.
6 years ago, we moved into this new facility. The purpose is actually pretty simple. It is to help and rescue, save all living animals in our region. Cats, dogs, rabbits. We'll take exotic animals as well. Strays, abandoned, abused. We have a humane police officer who goes out and investigates cases of hoarding and abuse, dog fighting, a number of those cases, which people don't realize go on in Beaver County, but they truly do.
Yeah. So there's a saying that I heard long ago, and I say this half joking, but only half joking. I'll explain. So the saying is that animals are people too. Now they're not humans, but a person is something, an entity that has a right. Right? A rock doesn't really have a right to not be used or abused or whatever. An animal has a right, so it has a certain right of being a person, and they're obviously instrumental in our lives. So Humane Society exists really to protect the rights of the animals as a person in our function in our society.
And of course, dogs are domesticated, so that means they have to be licensed. Cats and other animals are not. So that's why you'll see so many laws like Xrays law that came up last year that said in cold temperatures below 32 or hot temperatures above 90, they can't be left outside for more than 30 minutes. Because they are protected as domesticated animals. But you're right, pets are part of the family for just about everyone who has one, and they love them and don't want to see anything happen to them. So they have that connection, and over the years, I mean, if you're talking about over our lifetimes, that feeling, that emotion towards animals has grown even more.
Oh yeah. So Mike, I know some of your history, obviously, because we know each other, but could you just tell us why do you, given your history and some of the stuff you've done, why are you at the Humane Society? Why did you make that choice in your life when the time or opportunity came up?
Yeah, I spent nearly 30 years in broadcast medium, in radio and television as a host, and as I moved along, as progressed through the ranks of the business, there was always something that I figured at some point I was going to transition out of that. And the time came about 2 years ago when the Humane Society, now we have always been pet owners, my family has always had, especially dogs, and I had interviewed people from the Humane Society on a number of occasions. And basically when about 2 years ago, I saw an ad that they were looking for somebody. They had never had this position before, and I thought that I could represent them well. I could use my media experience, my public speaking, to be able to work with them to get out and call attention to this organization.
Excellent. And then could you share maybe one, maybe two quick examples, just stuff that might epitomize the role of the Humane Society, a story, something to share with us of how that's either benefiting the animal or the people or the family or whatever, kind of to you, just if I just said from your heart, give me a story to really explain what Humane Society does that we can attach to. What comes to mind?
Well, we kind of live in a disposable society, and it started with disposable lighters and then cars, and then it came around to being animals. And some people, as you see when you walk through the Humane Society, that there are animals here that are 5, 10 years old that have been surrendered by their owners or have been left out for strays. And it's hard to believe that people would do that after so long and the connection that you have with the animals. We have an animal back there today that came in about a week ago from the New Sewickley Township Police that was found last Monday on a road near the Cranberry Township line. It had been hit by a car. Now, this is a 15-year-old basset hound, can't walk at this point, wasn't eating, has a heart murmur, and it's just unimaginable that someone would do that. There's no other reason for that dog to have been on the road at that time of the night without having an owner or somebody putting it there. Now, there's no owner that's come forward yet. There's no microchip so that we could track the owner or any kind of license. It was just abandoned out there. So we put this out on our social media page and asked for help for its care. And people responded immediately, not only emotionally, but up to $3,000 is what we've raised so far for that animal's care. We had to send it to Rainbow Veterinary Clinic last week to get Xrays because we can't do Xrays here. Yeah. So we're sort of limited on our abilities, but we have great relationships with other vets in the area that work with us on these things. So we're trying to nurse it back to health right now, and we've had a number of people who are interested in adopting those pets. One of the things we do, and we'll keep animals here for a long time, more than a year. We don't what they say, what a lot of people refer to as put them down to make space. We don't do that. We'll keep them here until they get their forever homes. Yep. We had a dog when I first started here that came from Aliquippa that was a stray that had been shot in the face. We didn't realize that until our vet took a look at it. When our humane officer was going into Aliquippa to find this dog because people were saying there's a pit bull roaming around here and something needs to be done. Well, there were people that were threatening our humane officer because they wanted to hunt that dog and shoot that dog. Well, we were able, with one of the rescues in the area, to get the animal, bring it back, and that's when the vet found the bullet in the dog's face. Through surgeries and time, a socialization, that dog was fostered by a loving family here and eventually adopted that dog. So there are so many compassionate people in our society looking to do the right thing. And it gives you a greater sense of humanity when you see something like that.
I appreciate you sharing those, and it kind of brings to mind for me, just some of the dynamics of it. If a human being had a problem or was hit by a car, A, you might have insurance and some ability to get yourself taken care of, or B, just an expectation of society that even if you had no capacity to pay for that care, that they would be taken care of just because they're a human being. But you don't always have that as an animal. So there's something to say there's a cost or ability to be able to take care of that animal, and so the Humane Society provides that. So could we use that as a brief segue? I know you could probably go on and on with this, but if you can keep it to a minute or two. How is the Humane Society funded? Is it get state grants? Is it all donation support? Just real quickly for people watching, how is the Humane Society funded?
We're mainly funded through the generosity of the people in the area. We get no state money. We get nothing from the federal government. We're not affiliated with the Humane Society of the United States. A lot of people confuse us with them and say, you get all this money, but no, we're independent here in Beaver County. The Beaver County commissioners a year ago gave us $10,000 in their budget. That is something that we're only starting to get back in the past year because we were getting $50,000, $60,000 from them at one time, and then they just totally wiped out our budget from their budget, and just last year we were able to get $10,000 back. But through fundraising, through grants, through estates, that's how we run this shelter.
So individuals, corporate stuff, and is largely where that's coming from.
Absolutely.
And obviously, if you had some state funding and then it gets cut off, some instability in that to try to get a even ability to the size of the organization and how much you can do, predictability and everything.
And Dr. Pete, the thing is, our budget is $1.7 million a year. And that's $1.7 million that the county doesn't have to spend. We have the only humane police officer here. There are no dog catchers anymore in the area. They call on us. Our humane officers go out into the different municipalities and collect the animals that are strays that the calls are coming in on.
So there is a community
Sure.
human service element to dealing with some of the things that just come up with having these kind of issues. Okay, so obviously people can financially support, whether individually or through your business or whatever the scenario is, grants and those kind of things. Just first off, quickly in terms of financial support, how would somebody financially support? Would they write a check? Would they go online and click donate? Just give us real quickly, if somebody wants to donate, how would they do that?
All of those ways. You can go to our website, beavercountyhumanesociety.org, and you can donate that way. You can donate through our thrift store. We have a thrift store in Beaver Falls, which is a big fundraiser for us. We have 4 major events throughout the year. We have one coming up February 23rd. It's called Wings, Suds, and Songs. It takes place at Center Stage. We always look for sponsors for those events to underwrite things like the entertainment and the food, but also we sell tickets to those events.
And where is the thrift store in Beaver Falls? I don't even know if I know where that is.
1900 7th Avenue. People in Beaver Falls would know it as the former Kelly's Hardware Store.
Okay.
On the corner by the D&G Pizza Shop. Basically, people know Beaver Falls, they know D&G Pizza, Orange Donuts, and now we're at 1900 7th Avenue.
Okay. So stuff that's sold there, the proceeds or that basically
right
money
here.
just comes to you.
Yes.
Okay. And then what are the ways that people can contribute, support, or donate non-cash, non-financial donations and possible volunteer options? I saw people walking the dogs when I walked in today and things. So just give us, how can people support or volunteer, donate non-cash, non-financial?
We're always looking for volunteers. We have dog walkers and cat cuddlers that come in daily, 7 days a week, even on holidays. The dogs need walked, they need fed, the animals need taken care of. So you can do it that way. You can donate. We have a wish list on our webpage that tells you all the products we use the most here. That saves us money by people donating those items.
So food things, cleaning things,
yes,
bedding,
all that.
Towels. I saw you
Towels.
showed me all kinds of stuff that are needed.
Sure. If you have towels, and I know Geneva College last summer when all the dorms were getting cleared out, they brought us in a bunch of sheets and things like that were used the year before. So that's all beneficial.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to share that with us. And for everybody out there watching, of course, the Humane Society and our community would appreciate any support you can give, whether that's a financial donation or any other type of volunteer activity or donation of a non-cash good. So thank you for watching. We appreciate your support in helping us make our community and our planet a better place.